So this is the kit that you need to throw. You need a wire to wire it off the wheel. You need a sponge to keep it wet and to smooth it. You need a rib to be able to straighten and to get rid of excess clay and to shape. And you need a knife to be able to cut it if it goes a bit wobbly. I'm going to show you how to make a bowl. First thing is you wet the wheel, then you dry the wheel until it is sticky dry. You don't want it too wet because when you put the clay on it can go flying off. You want it to stick to the wheel. So put the clay onto the wheel, give it a slap down, get a full sponge full of water, position your elbow into your hip, get your hand at a strange angle, right back like that, not like that. Put it at the back of the clay, rest your hand on top, you've got your elbow in your hip, and you go full blast using lots of water. The purpose of this position is to centre the clay, and you can see the clay is centred immediately. So now I'm going to tower it to work the clay and to get those molecules in a circular position. So I just push on my elbow with my hip, push my body, lean into the clay, and you can see I'm getting height. I'm going to use these parts of my hands. I'm going to pull the clay up and then I'm going to push it forward and push it down, and that just helps to work the clay. Now I'm going to get into the clay, find the centre of the clay, gently push in and leave an indentation, reposition myself, again gently find it, get my elbows on my hips to give me stability, and then gently push my finger down. The suction of the clay, it sucks the finger down, and then with my little finger here I'm just going to pull the clay deck back. So I've opened the clay up. Now I need to compress the base. If I don't compress it, the base of the pot will crack, and it cracks in a shape of an S. So we call it the S crack. So what you do, you go from the centre of the clay with your finger and back, centre of the base and back, and this helps to compress the clay down to prevent the S crack. Do it a few times, it's quite a meditative thing to do, and then we're good to make the shape and pull the clay up. Now as you can see, this is slightly turned out, this shape of the clay. As I pull it up from that base, it will go into this kind of shape, and that is an unstable shape if you want to get height. The most stable shape is an inward facing shape. So I'm going to pop my elbow into my hip, I'm going to push forward with my hip, and I'm just going to change the shape so it is an inward facing shape at the moment, and that gives stability to get height when you're pulling that clay up. To start to do that, I'm going to use my right hand on my left hand side, my thumb is on the outside of the clay, and my finger is on the base on the inside, and so it's this shape. And so I'm going to push in with my thumb on the clay, pull it up to where my finger is on the inside, and then I'm going to pinch them both and pull it up. What will often happen is when you put your thumb on the outside, because of the revolutions of the clay, your thumb can whip back with the clay. So what I'd suggest, certainly for starters, is to just push your thumb in with your other hand and pull it up, and then pinch and pull. So to do this, you always have to have a stable base whatever you're doing. So when you're throwing. So I'm going to get a nice comfortable position, put my elbows onto my hips. That gives my hands the stability so they're not waving around. and I'm going to push, you can't really see there, but push my thumb in. I'm bringing it up to where my finger is on the inside. Yeah, I'm there, and then I'm just pulling, pinching and pulling and getting height in the clay. Pinch and pull twice on this side, then change over, pinch and pull twice on this side, and then change over to using your fingers so to do it, to pull it up like that, because it's too high to get your my thumb down the bottom there. So because that's the case now, I'm going to use my fingers and my knuckles actually. So push my knuckle in and bringing it up to where my finger is on the inside, and then I'm just pinching them both in and pulling it up. And you can see I've got some nice height there. At this stage, you take any excess water out because it will soak into your pot. It gives you less time to work on it really at this stage. So even though I'm taking it out and putting some more in, digging my thumb in so that I can get into that weight of the clay. The purpose is to get that weight up there. I'm pushing in with my knuckle, pulling it up to where my finger is on the inside, and then pulling up. Getting into the base of the clay, getting that weight up, and I'm going to start pulling out because I'm going to make a bowl. You always go in this one direction, you never go down. And you don't stop anywhere on the way up, you don't slow down, you have to really concentrate, hold your nerve and pull all the way up at the same pace. So here I'm just getting rid of the excess water, but I'm also using my sponge to just tidy it up inside here. And then I'm going to use my rib to get excess off here. Putting it right in. And then just to finish the top off, I'm just going to use the web of my finger to make a nice smooth rounded surface there. There we go. Bowl.